It's fantastic. Well, we are live here on our big broadcast here on iHeartRadio and also Twitch and Periscope and all these various places. It is a Thursday evening, and we have we have an incredible guest coming up here in just a few moments. I bumped into her at the AVN Awards a couple years ago. And she is one of the funnest people that I've ever met in the porn business. Taylor Stevens is with us today. You can find her on Twitter at Tay Stevens. She is the #1 webcam adult star. And she's also an Instagram model, an AVN winner. And she has a giant chest. That is That is the one thing when you bump into Taylor Stevens, as my mother used to say, her chest arrives before she does. So we have got a great guest with us today. So Taylor, you're also a sports fan.
Yes, I'm a very big sports bettor, sports fan, and I'm going crazy without any sports right now.
So, what do you? I want to start first of all. I know the last time that we talked with you at the AVNs in Vegas a few years ago,
Yes.
we were talking about the Patriots. What do you think of Tom Brady going to somewhere else other than the Patriots this year?
I think it was, I'm a Patriots fan first, so I love Tom Brady. I love everything he did for the organization, but Patriots need new blood. We need to, for the future of the Patriots organization, it's the best decision, and I think Tom made the best decision for himself as well. But basically the question is actually, how do I feel about Tom Brady leaving, or did we kind of kick him out? We're trying to make room for new blood. So he's going to have fun in Tampa. If there's an NFL season, and I think that the Patriots, we've got Bill Belichick, so I'm not really worried. Cheers to that, actually. In my Patriots glass.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you have, like you said earlier, you've been going insane with the fact that there is no sports on TV or anywhere. You do a lot of sports betting and sports gambling. Tell me a little bit about that.
So generally, I bet on sports a lot. I grew up with 3 older brothers. I'm the youngest, only girl, so I'm a tomboy with big, huge tits. But but I learned, about football, about sports from them. And so then I gradually started to learn more and more about the sport. And then they always used to bet. In Canada, there's Pro Line, so it starts with the cheesy little bets that don't really pay out as much. But I lived in Las Vegas for 4 years, and then you're like, whoa, I can go and bet the first quarter of a football game? Oh my gosh. So I learned a lot about sports betting, and I'm in the Westgate Las Vegas Super Contest, which is the largest sports betting competition in the world. You have to pick 5 games against the spread every single week during football season. And basically the person with the highest percentage or the most points wins. So I did finish just out of the money, actually, this past year. And now this year I'm waiting to jump right back in there, but there's no football right now, so we'll see what happens.
So are you one of these fantasy draft people, or are you just a sports bettor?
So for me, it's not, I don't really do the fantasy football very much. I do sports betting, over, under, spread, money line, all of that I do. But I'm not really into fantasy football, so it just seems like too much. I just like the basics, Patriots money line all the way.
So you mentioned earlier, the Tom Brady thing about the fact that you guys still have Bill Belichick. I think that's what a lot of people are missing. Because he could essentially just go do the exact same thing he's done without Tom Brady.
I mean, he's done it before. He can do it without Tom. I mean, I have Bill Belichick on my wall right here as Stewie with a hoodie. So, when I'm camming, he cheers me on, go, Taylor. You can do it, Taylor.
That's
go out
awesome.
there, win it, Taylor.
That's awesome.
Bounce those tits, Taylor. You can do it. You can do it. So I've got Bill Belichick to, cheer me on, keep me sane. So
Awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast, and it is a big broadcast today. If you Yes. So okay, let's talk about these. Was the goal to have them just as giant as you could make them, or how did that work?
So actually, I used to be 300 pounds. I started in this industry as a BBW, so I was very successful. I was in Voluptuous, XL Girls. I was Plumper of the Month. So my boobs back then were a 42 triple J, and
Jesus.
I was pre-diabetic, and the doctor
Yes.
said, Taylor, you got to lose the weight. So in 2006, it took me 13 months, but I lost 180 pounds. I did a ketogenic diet before. Keto was the thing to do.
Yeah.
I always did that, 3 hours of exercise a day. So I lost the weight. And then, when you lose the weight, like I got a tummy tuck, like things are not the same. I'm going to always bear the scars of all that weight that I carried, but I like them big and bouncy, and that's just the way they are, and that's just how they're going to stay.
Awesome. Well, check out the website camwithtay.com.
Yeah, that's where you find me live.
And that's where you can find her webcam, also OnlyFans.
Yes.
Tell me about your OnlyFans content. What do you do over there?
It is amazing right now because I'm in like the top, percentage of OnlyFans creators, and it's just like I love it because before OnlyFans, there was your websites and your blogs and whatnot, but it's such a great outlet for me because now I'm getting. Even I can be so creative. You produce your own content. You shoot with other girls. You're personal with people and then messages. So I'm producing exclusive content for there. Tons of like new stuff, like lots of titty stuff as well. But like there's all kinds of different things on there. Creative stuff, personal stuff, and definitely lots of titty stuff.
That's awesome. So you have that seems to be your calling card. Is your rack. That is pretty much your thing.
I've got a lot that I've been, I have a very diverse fan base. There's a fan base for weight loss. I'm also a cancer survivor. I was diagnosed with cancer on Christmas Eve 2010, on Christmas Eve.
Wow.
With non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I went through 8 rounds of chemotherapy, 2 months of radiation. I lost all of my hair. I was like 80 pounds, soaking wet. Very terrible time, but I still chose to pick myself off the ground, throw on a wig, and I still went on cam. So I have a very diverse fan base. So obviously the boobs are, they're prevalent,
Yeah.
but most of my fans, because I was afraid when I was bigger that when I lost the weight, that I would lose my fan base. But what happened is I have such a charming personality that I kept almost all of the older ones, and then I gained a whole new, plethora of new fans. So I feel like my fan base is very diverse. It's not all boobs. Believe it or not, I have hours and hours of conversations, personal conversations about sports. So I'm like an essential online therapist right now.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. We are chatting with Taylor Stevens today at Tay Stevens on Twitter, and she joins us today here on our big program. So you lived in Las Vegas for a while, and then you moved. Why did you leave Vegas?
So originally, I'm born and raised in Toronto, Canada. Lived here all my life.
That's why you're so hot.
Yes. It's very humid here, actually. I prefer Vegas for the dry heat, but I lived and I've lived here my entire life. I decided, like my dad, he passed away when I was 6, but he loved Vegas, and he used to, bet as well or whatnot. So I think Vegas is in my blood. So the first time I went, I was like, wow. As soon as I got to Vegas, I said, this is where I want to be.
Yes.
So when I set my mind to something, I do it clearly. So I decided to move to Las Vegas. Unfortunately, a couple of my family members got really sick, so I had to move back to take care of them. And unfortunately, they recently, my aunt, she just recently passed. So now I'm hoping to move back to Vegas very soon. Once this COVID is over and our borders are open, I hope to get back there. All my good friends are there. The weather is beautiful. It's a dry heat, no sticky boobs. It's nice. But yeah, it's been a tough time. I had to move back, but I love Canada though. We're very lucky here. We're very blessed. We have a beautiful country. I just hate the cold. So
yes.
I go back and forth from Vegas to Toronto. I'll always have both.
I will have to say that there are so many hot women that are from Canada. Is it in the
Represent.
is it in the water? Why are there so many hot women from Canada?
It's the free healthcare, I think. No, it's it's all that good maple syrup, you know.
That's awesome. It might be the free healthcare. You never know. So your necklace. What is your necklace?
So I got my name. It's my name.
That's
says
awesome.
Taylor on it, and I had a smaller one, but I got a bigger one. It'll get bigger eventually. Bigger is better, right? No, and then I have a black diamond dog tag that was a gift, and then I have a David Yurman breast cancer dog tag that I got to support breast cancer because, you know, fuck cancer. You know what I mean? I will always contribute to finding a cure. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
So with your webcam content and your OnlyFans content, what is the difference between the two?
So basically, I'm live on canwate.com almost always. So it's live shows on a, like, you know, and you could tip for, I'm always like live and in your face. Whereas with my OnlyFans, I do go live there as well, but it's for like a block of time. So my live cam is canwate.com is where I'm at every day, bouncing, interacting all the time. And then OnlyFans is more personal. It's for a select group of people, and then it's like they get, you know, extra goodies and all of that. So yeah.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic. So when with the giant boobs,
Yes.
and you go out, what is a shopping experience with you like?
You know, everyone keeps asking me this question because if you ask my best friend, she goes to me, Taylor, you don't even see what goes on around you. So my local grocery store, they wait for me. They know I go shopping on a certain day. So I think they take the shifts to get there on that day.
Oh,
I
yes.
swear it. And so two funny stories here. So one time I was there, and I guess I walked in, and I don't go shopping in like a short skirt, and like I'm very casual, just a
Yes.
a t-shirt or tank top. But they can't help but be noticed, I guess. I get a lot of stares, especially when I'm, you know, peeling the cucumbers, making sure the ends are hard, and making sure, you know, because that's how you tell if the cucumber is good.
That
right?
is amazing.
And the melons,
Yes.
you know, it's funny. But I went in once, and this guy ran this entire skid of like Coke into the wall. And then the manager comes up to me and he says, because he knew me from before, he's like, Taylor, you got to stop doing this to my guys. I'm like, doing what? You know? And then one time I sometimes there's 24-hour grocery stores. So I used to go shopping real late because I don't like to go in the middle of the day with everybody.
Yeah.
And just randomly, some guy came up to me and said, oh my gosh, Taylor, can you sign my magazine? I'm like, sure, I'll come back next time, like when you have it. He's like, no, it's in the back. I'm like, what? I've never ever
That's
even
awesome.
been to that
It's
store.
in the back.
He just happened to. So it was a funny story for something.
Well, you're not the first person to share a story like that. Annabelle Peaks told us one time that she works out at a local Planet Fitness, and she goes, whenever she works out, it is the most packed Planet Fitness time that she's like, I try to go at various times, and it's always packed.
Yes. It's like I see the guys working on the same day that I go in, and it's like, you know, they're taking that shift because they know I go shopping on certain days, and they know Sundays I don't do any of that because Sundays usually football Sundays, so they'll take Sundays off and they'll work during the week, I guess.
That's awesome.
Hoping to hang out.
So when you go out to try on clothes or to buy clothes, what was that like, having to adjust once you had all your various stages that you've had, whether when you had cancer, when you beat cancer, when you were a BBW, now you are doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
What was that like as far as adjusting?
It's very, very tough. And like I do a lot of my shopping online now because I'm accustomed to certain places and the sizes, but it's so tough because I have a tiny waist, I have a huge chest, I'm an extra small, and but up here it's always extra tight, so it's a lot of squeezing and adjusting and ripping and tearing. So like my bras, they're all breaking. So I break bras and buttons like all the time. So
that's awesome.
It's tough. It's not easy to find, but I can manage. Like like my shirt now is tied up because it's too big around the waist.
Yeah.
But it's tight around the chest. So I just make it work though.
That's
I think I
awesome.
can always make it work.
That's awesome. We have got Taylor Stevens with us today. She has just a gigantic chest. That is the first thing you notice about her. And then once you get to know her, like we did at the AVNs a few years ago, you find out she is a huge sports fan. You do a lot of betting. What are Super Bowl parties like with you?
So they're amazing. Like generally, I'm at a Super Bowl party in Vegas, and they host it. They do it so good, like in a private, party at the ballroom, the Mandalay Bay and stuff. They do like the buffet. They do it right. Vegas is my Super Bowl destination. Like I would rather be there for Super Bowl than at
the actual game. Yeah, I've heard that on several occasions.
It's a great environment. It's super fun. So, but like for instance, like live hockey, as most people know, I'm the boobs behind DeBoer. I love hockey live. So like that was in 2012 Stanley Cup Finals. I was hosting a party in LA, a vitamin water party, and so I was there for that and for a photo shoot for Pinup Glam, which were some of my best shoots. I love pinup files; they're amazing, and. So a fan of mine bought me tickets to the game, and I didn't know where they were. I thought, no matter what, at least I get to go see a Stanley Cup, game
That's
5.
awesome.
I'm like, that's awesome.
Yep.
So I go to StubHub, I pick up the tickets, and they are first row behind the Devil's bench, and I had no idea.
Wow.
It was static. And so I guess what happened is during the game, they got a picture of DeBoer was looking up at the big screen at my tits on the big screen, and they caught that, and it went viral, and I was on like almost TMZ, everything, every sports outlet, like, and every TV outlet, like, within 24 to 48 hours. I was in our Toronto newspaper. My mom's like, Taylor, why are you in the paper? I'm like, oh, just for hockey, Mom. Don't worry, just for hockey. It was like, I'm Arabic, right? So she just, like, that barrier. She's like, why are you in the paper? I'm like, don't worry, it's a good thing. It's fine. So, yeah, I like watching hockey live. But, and I've been to live football, but I love it on TV more, especially when you're betting on it, because you've got to focus on so many things. You need to hear what the announcer's saying. You need to see the replay, the review.
Yes.
Was it a catch? Wasn't it a catch? I don't know.
Yeah, the thing that I've always heard from folks is they would rather watch, like you were saying, you'd rather go to a Super Bowl party than actually be at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it just because it's a different atmosphere at the game and you're so engaged in the game, or?
I think it depends on what you're looking for. Like when I'm betting on it, it's very, very intense. So I'd rather watch it on the big screen. Also, like as much as I love tailgating, that's so fun. It depends on the game, depends on what's going on. But generally I like those atmospheres tend to get really, you're drunk by 3, you're not really watching the game. So it's like, you're not as focused, and I need to be like laser focused on the game. And so as much as I love live football games, for the Super Bowl especially, it's something I need to. I have so many prop bets, over, under, on coin toss, heads or tails. You got to watch so many different things.
Yes.
It's better at home or in a party atmosphere where you're around a group of people and you can hear everything. So
That's
I prefer
fantastic.
it.
So, with your sports betting background and all the different things, have you been endorsed by any of these sports bet sites? Because it seems like there's like a billion of those things.
There's been a few people that have like approached me about it. I just did like an NFL draft show and stuff like that, but I'm kind of just staying at bay for now until I kind of decide where I want to head with it. But yeah, I just like in Canada we only have a couple sites that we could bet on, like Bet365, the great used to be amazing, but in the US there's like way more sites that you can to bet. Yeah, so it's like I'm just kind of staying at pace until I make my decision, because that's
awesome.
definitely a field of mine that and I love actually going to the teller in Vegas and placing my sports bet, because guys in the book are like, what? They'll hear me like spit out like numbers like 192 over 198.
Oh yeah.
And they'll be like, what?
I bet you are a trip when it comes to you going in there and spitting those numbers out. And I'm sure you've got an outfit much like you're wearing today. And so
usually a Patriots jersey, but you never know. No.
What are some of the reactions that you get when you spit out some of these numbers and some of this knowledge that you have?
Well, first people are generally shocked that, first of all, that I can speak like a normal person, that I maybe have some intelligence, but no, a lot of them love it. Like, they love it. Like, because then after they see that I'm actually, like, I'm not fake into sports. Like, I'm not pretending. Like, this is real. And you'll see my real live anger and excitement during the game. So, like, they'll see it, and then it just becomes easy. But people are always, I always say be mindful, because people quick to judge right away, right?
Yes.
And then after they think I'm doing, like, I'm running it, like I'm running for somebody, like I'm putting in someone else's picks and giving them to the bookie or something. But nope, they're mine. So you see me with all these tickets, and it's a good time once they finally see, oh, she knows what she's talking about. So I forget if I can swear or not. So.
No, you can say whatever you want. You're
Okay.
when you look the way that you do, you can say whatever you'd like. Now, we have got a great guest with us today. Taylor Stevens joins us. I was going through your Twitter account.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing tweets and posts from this guy named the Sunny Vega. Who is this guy?
Yes! Sunny is like my best friend. He's like family to me, and he also does, his sports shows and whatnot. We've been through a lot together, and so he does a lot of sports stuff. We do stuff together. It's really, really great. He's family. So.
I think that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Because I was.
You should watch and tune into his Periscope, sunnyvegatv.com.
Yes,
Like,
I was looking at some of your tweets, and I keep seeing this Sunny Vega, and then I seen a few of these Periscope shows where you were on with him, and I'm like, I gotta find out who this guy is.
Yeah, no,
So,
I'm not married. I'm single, but he's family to me, and
I think that's awesome.
Him and I are like Sunday football. He does all my video photography and video editing.
Awesome.
So that's why.
Awesome.
So like Sundays used to be like days he'll come over, I'll shoot content, and then we'll watch football. So it's like
That's great.
Perfect. Yeah. And he's a great cook too. So I'm glad when he comes over. Ask any of my friends. He's cooked for all of us, so he's good at that. So thank God. If you can feed me, I'm happy. Don't make me hangry. It's really bad.
That's awesome. You know what is so funny about about like a lot of these porn stars that I've interviewed. That's a lot of the times, at least the chicks, they will bring that up. They'll be like, if you can cook.
Yep.
Or I interviewed a few at Exotica a few years ago, and they're like, all these guys hit on me all the time, and they're like, if you've got a clean test, that is more than anything in the world. and so I hear, a great wellness checkup, or they can cook. That's all it takes to date a porn star.
Well, you know what? We believe it or not, models eat. We're hungry. We're shooting all day. You better know how to feed us.
That's great. So, with all this stuff where there has been no sports, what do you make of the fact that they're starting to get back to some sports? I know that like some of these pro wrestling guys are doing some stuff in these empty buildings, which I think is just horrible. I can't watch it. UFC is starting to get back into doing some things.
Yeah.
What do you think about mainstream sports on the way back?
I feel like I don't feel like things will ever be the same. I think we're gonna have to move forward in a different way. I don't want them to. I love sports and I miss them, but I don't want them to bring them back unless it's ready. Because when you're pushing someone to do something, it's not gonna be done right. Like, do you know what I mean? Like if you're forced to do something, then you're not gonna do it in a way that if you love it. So I feel like Dana White did it right with UFC though. He did. I think it was great. He pulled it off without anybody in the stands. He's doing a Fight Island now. So
that just sounds like an Enter the Dragon sort of scenario to me.
Yeah, but it's giving us our fix for now. But I definitely miss professional baseball, hockey, So, but I don't want that to come at a price of it not being a genuine sport anymore, and people not loving what they do,
Yes.
like you hear the basketball players saying and the baseball players saying, I don't know about being isolated in Orlando or whatever so like they're not 100% on board, then that's not going to make it fun for us either. That's how I feel anyway. I like to see people put, like I do, 100% effort and love into what they do. So if you're watching someone that doesn't, then it's not really fun to watch anymore. So hopefully it comes back soon, but not at the price of people's, love for it.
Do you think that do you think there will be a football season, and if there is it going to be like they're going to sell every third seat, or how do you think they'll do that?
I mean, I don't know because look, it's almost like we're already midsummer. So however, whenever they start it, it's going to be really hard to like keep like these social distancing rules in place.
Yes.
Like, where was it, Tokyo, where someone had blow up dolls in the stands? But like it's every third seat. There's a loss of revenue there. There's just so much going on. It's a really tumultuous time for everybody. So I don't know where football stands right now. I just can hope for the best, and I know training camps have opened up and you see people training and stuff. So let's keep our fingers crossed that the Patriots can win another Super Bowl this year.
That's awesome.
Without Tom Brady at quarterback.
So one of the things that we talked about when you got to get adjusted there. I think that's
I
great.
know. I keep adjusting myself. That's like shimmy, shimmy, shake.
One of the things we talked about when I seen you in Vegas a few years ago is don't you have a Shih Tzu?
Oh, I have 3 dogs.
Yes.
I have a Shih Tzu. My one and only. He's a legend, Shaggy. He's 17 years old. He's almost 17 years old, 16 years and 7 months. He's very, very sick. He's got like everything wrong with him. He's old, He's almost 17. He's the love of my life, though. Very protective. I would do anything for that dog. He's very famous. Everyone knows him because he's been around. Think about it. Think back to 17 years of your life, what your dog has seen and felt and been through. But he's still playing, and he's still, like, for me, he will, he's still happy. And I have Pinky as well. She's the second smartest dog in the world because I got her in November 2010. And when I got her, she was scratching at my chest. And I'm like, whoa, what's wrong with this dog? Why doesn't this dog like me? And it turns out when I was diagnosed with cancer on Christmas Eve 2010, that was exactly where the tumor was. So she was trying to dig it out. So, yeah, she's so smart. Like, imagine if she could have told me or like given me a heads up, So she was trying to. So smart. Dogs are so smart. They lead the blind. Like, what other animal,
Well,
they're amazing.
That's awesome. Well,
but Shaggy's the man in my life. He's the man, big boss.
So, I guess before we let you go, what do you have coming up? Any content anywhere besides OnlyFans? You're like fidgety. You're moving around and everything. I love that.
I make my camera look like a kindergarten classroom so that everyone can have fun. That is my actual license plate. It was stacked.
That's awesome.
I drove around with that. My ex didn't like it too much. He's like, "Why do you have to have that on your car?" But anyways, so I have tons of new content for my OnlyFans.com/TayStevens. That is where it's at right now. Everyone's loving it. I shoot like at least 3 times a week for that, like real good long movies. CamWithTay.com every single day online. Instagram is at the Taylor Stevens. And also, like, I'm hoping to get back to Exoticas because they're supposed to do one in July, but hopefully we'll see. We'll have a convention to go to
supposed
again.
to do one in Chicago, which I am hoping that they actually do that.
I miss the convention. I'm with Alexis, Texas usually.
Yes.
And it's so much fun, and I miss seeing everybody. And so, yeah, and keep an eye out for me on football Sundays because I'm very loud and very, I have a swear jar that fills up very, very quickly on football Sundays.
That's awesome. Well, Taylor, I appreciate it. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for chatting with us. And hopefully, if they do this thing in Chicago at Exotica, we can meet up and chat again. It's always fun chatting with you, my friend.
And for all the haters out there, go Patriots!
That's great. Well, Taylor, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you, my friend.
Make sure everyone swipes up. Join my OnlyFans.
That's great. The constant marketer herself, Taylor Stevens. Thank you, Taylor. Appreciate it. There she goes, Taylor Stevens. She's great. She is very entertaining, I will have to say.